And who's in chat? Push the button, please. She's so much nicer than us.
I know.
Yeah. She really is. And we're live. Because we're live. Good morning, country lady. She might not be back on here yet. Oh, Tier 4 jetpack. Well, duh. What are you, Canadian? Just to push the dang button. Oh, oh, that's so wrong. Gosh. It's not just your friends gang up on you. Just pile on. I mean, everybody take the elbow. Back to space. Oh, and now my headset's griping at me that the battery's low. I can fix that. Or at least ways I thought I could.
Jesus, that big wasp.
Hey, Shaman, even you're here early.
Yeah.
I'm just gobsmacked. All right, let me get everything back in my hand that needs to be in my hand. There are buttons in space. Who knew? In space, you can't hear. They can't hear you push the button, or something like that. And this morning, I have Big Dave with me.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Oh, hold it. I'm trying to change the text on that. And I think I spelled it wrong.
No, that's
Nope,
yeah.
that's exactly right. Now, just so everybody knows, not that everybody cares, running my mouth with a coworker. Stick what you're good at. I mean, just saying. We're above 3 TTI. I want to get this to 4 something TTI, so we'll be pretty much done. And the next thing I'm going to do when I play this one again is go to Humble. But we're going to try to do a little better planning on this game than we did on the Moon's update game. And Dave is here this morning. He won't be here tomorrow morning because he's doing 7 Days to Die. But that's all right.
Yep.
We're happy he's here.
Yep.
And I'm going to relay this fresh hell on everybody else because if I had to suffer with it, you guys need to too. I woke up this morning and my first waking thought was the song Careless Whisper from Wham, and there's just one little problem. I hate Wham. You know, I wanted to, it's like, I'd rather hit my thumb with a hammer in the same spot 4 or 5 times in a row than listen to Wham. Just saying.
Ironically, if I remember correctly, George Michael didn't like it either.
Well, and
he was the guy that wrote it.
Well, not only that, he got out of Wham too because he went elsewhere. You know, they went their separate ways.
Yep.
Where is the explosive powder? My kingdom for explosive powder. Yeah, I don't know who I made mad that decided that I deserved Wham rolling around in my head at 5:30 in the morning. I'm sorry, I'll have to make an offering to the gods later on and see if I can change that. I've obviously done something foul to have been blessed with that. So as Dave laughs, that's too good. Thank you, Dave.
Yep. No problem.
Which leads to other things. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yep.
You know. I have a Tier 4 backpack. Do you want one?
I have a Tier 6 backpack.
No, a Tier 4 jetpack. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
You know you had the hots for George Michael back in the day.
Stress me for that.
I can honestly say that no, I don't think so. But don't even say that as a joke, country lady. That's the one thing about having friends. Your friends will needle you, no matter what. Just because they're your friends. So I need to do something interesting. I don't know what yet. However, here I am playing Planet Crafter, so I can't argue. What are you looking for, Dave?
Explosive powder. Where do we put it? Must be downstairs.
It's downstairs on the back, first container as you come through the door by the bio.
Ah, yes. Explosive powder and boom.
We have 16 drones. It wasn't George. He just wanted to wear these shorts. I wish at this moment that I had a camera because, yes, I do have on short pants, and that's unusual for me because I typically don't wear them. It's been so hot here, so humid that, and I even bought more pairs of shorts, and like I said, that's different for me. We must have all Tier 2 drones. What does a Tier 2 drone take?
Yeah, I seem to remember you had upgraded them.
Yeah. Rocket engine circuit board. Let me see if I can make 5 more. Oh, you evil. Yeah. You suck. I won't tell you I hate you because I really do like you. You're a damn nice guy most of the time. Should have never said anything about disliking mannequins. Oh, I love the mannequins. Why are you doing this to me? Don't you believe it? I almost choked. Thank the good Lord I wasn't drinking a cup of coffee. What was I doing? I need 5 super alloy, 5 circuit boards, and 5 rocket engines. Oh. Rocket engines are downstairs. Hey,
Hey?
I can put up 60 rockets again today. Woohoo! Don't wear shorts either. I would blind people from the glare from my legs. Yeah, I'm, gosh, the whitest man in America. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you. Okay, now we have 21 drones. Tier 2.
Nice.
That sounded way close to me. Were you putting a
No, it was.
mannequin down?
No.
Scared the living daylights out of me. I want you to know you guys are brutal. Brutal. In chat. Gosh. Yep, faithful followers, but also brutal. I appreciate you guys being here. Shaman, I appreciate you being here because I know it's only 6 o'clock just right now. And you were even here early.
Yeah, she was here at least 5:45. She posted in Discord at 8:45 my time. So.
Yeah. Brother used to say his legs were so pale you could see him from space. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, James. Shaman, my brother used to accuse me of having bird legs, and I was a skinny kid. Heck, I weighed 139 pounds soaking wet when I went in the military. And you know these things because they weigh you, so, you know. But I just used to look at my brother and go, well, rather bird legs than bird brains, you know, so. And I'm careful about wearing shorts around here. The sun is so brutal and we walk so much now that there's nothing like getting the bends of your knees sunburned. I could just, you know, just shoot me.
Yeah. I
And
remember when I was a kid getting one hell of a sunburn to the point that I had blisters.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was so bad.
Yeah, I always wear a hat when I walk, and it's my veteran's hat from Desert Storm because I've had the top of my head sunburnt in basic training in 1984 during the summer in San Antonio, Texas, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That hurt like nothing I've ever been through before. Insomnia roared its ugly head for me last night, so I've been up since 1:30. Yeah, I actually slept good last night. I was not unhappy. Am I bragging? Maybe. Dave,
Yeah.
if you're looking for frog eggs, excuse me, there's 2 frog eggs out here in the dump chest on the platform for the Rex.
Okie dokie.
Because I know you. Country lady, I'm sorry that you've been up since 1:30. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
And I thought my insomnia was from waking up at 0500 for all those years being in the military. I don't have a battery with me. I've just went through that portal and I am dumb. It's going to be a long day. However, country lady, it is Friday.
Yes, it is. Next week's a short week for both our countries.
Yes. James says his sleep is screwed up from years of working midnight and afternoon shifts. Yes. I'm going to do a thing and see if it works.
Don't pull anything important.
Yeah, don't strain nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's truth to that. If I can find the autocrafter. I have 2 3-day weekends in a row. Country lady is bragging.
Yeah.
James, I get it. My usual wake up time is about 4:30 most mornings, and however, I've been in that 1:30 boat. Storms here in Central Texas. There's nothing. If there are thunderstorms going on here, I've had them wake me up from a sound sleep. Yeah, I own a Prius Prime, plug-in Prius. I walked through the house last night to go plug the car in and was almost falling down. I was so tired.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what my problem was last night. All right, where's the cotton picking autocrafter? There. I'm setting up an autocrafter to make fusion cells.
Okay.
Why? Well, there's an autocrafter right now. It might make fusion cells without me making a new one. Only because I need at least one. Hey, looky there. Okay, it does no good to plug your headset in if you don't have the plug plugged into the wall. See if that did it.
Yep.
Okay, cooking with gas now.
There they go. There they go. They separated.
Country lady, that's my problem. You know, there are times that I wake up and I could do math straight away out of my head, and that's like, for one, why would you want to at 1 in the morning?
Funny one for me is I learned years ago. I guess it was when I was still in the Army. That some of the best things to listen to when you want to get to sleep, at least for me, was classical music and opera.
I can see that.
And to this day, if I have a hard time getting to sleep, I just put on a playlist and opera and classical music, and I am out in 5 minutes.
Knowing my luck, I'll go into that wreck and it'll need 3 keys and I'll only have 2. All right, now I'm ready to go. Yeah, Shaman, I get that. Yeah, I can get to sleep. It's staying asleep that is my big problem.
Yeah. When it's cold out, I have no problem. When it's heat of the summer, this
Yeah.
is the time of year I have a hard time staying asleep because it's the whole thing of, you wake up, you're hot, so you throw the blanket off. But then you fall back asleep, and then the air conditioning kicks back in,
And you
cools
freeze
the
yourself
house
to
down.
death.
You wake up again, you're like, oh, now I'm cold. So you put the blanket back on. Then about 40 minutes later, you wake up again because you're at that point just before the air conditioner kicks in again. And it's like, oh, now I'm hot again. So you throw the blanket. Can't take it.
I have a funny story about that. My wife would not appreciate this, but you know, first dachshund that we had 4 of them, 5, truth be known. He followed my wife around like Shadow. And when she
Yep.
first started going through the change and having hot flashes, she'd throw the cover back and he'd think she was getting up. I'm talking 2 in the morning. Here comes Dylan, popping up out of bed, jumping in the floor, waiting on her to get up. Then she wouldn't get up and she'd cover back up and he'd get back up in bed. Confused the poor little dog like crazy. It was like, dude, give it a rest. I think this is where I came from. No, maybe. Love a dachshund. Could I have another one? I would. The last one we had didn't like our sleeping arrangements. We kept him for 7 months trying to get him to deal with sleeping in the crate at night. He wanted to sleep with me, and he wanted to sleep on me, and my chronic arthritis just wouldn't let that happen. I'd wake up in terrible pain, and he was a great dog, but it wasn't worth all that, if you know what I mean. And and I did up all the explosives, and I'm standing here at something that needs to be exploded. As Dave laughs. And I should have thought of that, but I didn't. And so there's the door. So let's go back and hustle up an explosive and come back yet again. Yeah, I'm on Threads and on Instagram, and I posted a picture of the female that we had that was somebody beat her. She was mistreated. That was the hardest dog I've ever dealt with in my life. Thank the Lord I was younger at that point in time. And yes, he did just want to cuddle, and I get it. And he was found as a stray on the streets south of San Antonio, and had, you know, had other issues. He was a 15-pounder, though. We like a mini dachshund, and we were wanting one But we took him because he was really a pretty good dog. During the day, not a finer dog alive. He was he was really really fun. But during the night, you know, he didn't like sleeping in the crate, and he didn't have a problem letting you know about it. We didn't get much sleep around here for 7 months. It wasn't like we didn't try. And when I gave him back, I said, "We are having health problems." And the girl that I talked to said, "The dog's having health problems." No, the dog's healthy as a horse, been on dewormer the whole time. We can't deal with him anymore. And they took him back, and the people who picked him up that were going to foster him until they found another adopter liked him so much they took him full time. And they told me, said, if you want to, you can come visit him. He'll be in San Antonio. Just went, no, no, not going to do that.
Yep.
I was pretty attached to Ricky. He liked me a good bit, and I've never seen a dog sunbathe like he did. He would go out in the backyard broiling hot, and he would black. We always wanted a black and tan dachshund. All of ours had been red, and black and tan. And he'd lay down 90 degrees outside, out in the backyard, flop over. I've never saw a sun worshiper like he was. He was something. He was a good dog, though. I hope he did good for himself. And I think he did.
There's
Now, you all are talking about playing music in the background to go to sleep by, and I get that. We tend to fall asleep to reruns of The Incredible Dr. Pole. You know, don't judge us. It's just what we do. But some soothing music, like it'll also have rain falling in it, it just makes me want to run to the bathroom. And there's just,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like, no. So I can't do that.
Funniest one I had was after I got out of the army, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. I went to Toronto and lived in Toronto for a year. Well, I lived in North York, which is at the north end of Toronto, and the apartment I lived in looked directly down one of the runways, the main runways at Pearson Airport. It was close enough that most planes coming and going went over the apartment at about 500 feet above the building. You know, so we were just outside the airport. And I lived on the top floor of this apartment building. And I got so used to the planes coming and going that, you know, when I was there, I didn't notice the planes. But when a plane was late, I would start going, uh-oh, that plane's late. Because, you know, there are certain planes that come in at the exact same time every day. You know, like there's a Delta flight that came in at a certain time. There was a United flight that came in at a certain time. There's a British Airways, 3 British Airways flights that were right after each other at a certain time. And you had all these flights, and, you know, all of a sudden the British Airways flights are like 10 minutes late, and you're like, uh-oh. So you start scouring the internet going, did the plane crash? Did the plane crash? Then all of a sudden you'd hear them come in. Well, when I left Toronto after that year and I moved back here to London, I realized how much that air traffic had become part of my life. Because the first night I went to go to bed, I was laying in bed and I'm like, it's too quiet. That I ended up actually having a friend of mine who he lived in Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver, because he was going to the university out there in Vancouver for sound engineer, um, some sound design engineering program, and I basically paid him $100 to get the best microphone the university would let him take out, go out one night and sit by the airport in Vancouver and just record planes coming and going for like 4 hours. And he did, and he took it back and he cleaned it up and he made it sound really nice and he sends it to me. And to this day, I still have that recording. And every now and then I have to put it on just to go to bed.
Whatever works. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It was just like out of the blue.
yeah, I wish I slept better, but I don't. It used to really trouble me when I was working. I would clock watch at that point. Just,
Yeah.
gosh, that will. I finally got quit looking at the clock, and I'm much, much happier. You know, it is what it is. Hey, I just found a trade rocket fuse. I just found genetic traits. But I better also find some water, or it'll be curtains. I've lived in the city for so long that visiting family in the country is way too quiet, and my brain objects. Yes. I think that's the one I went in. Yes, it is. It's got all the iron that I deposited in it. Oh, I found the big room
Nice.
and only needed one key.
Even better.
Don't really need that explosive, although it was tempting. Gosh, something I wish I'd have found at the first of the game. There's 3 bean seeds in this catch.
Nice.
I didn't get them, but that's one of those things you wish you'd have seen.
Yeah.
I'm deconstructing stuff on the other side of the wall. Well, I don't know why I looked in this crate because I'm full. Very, very full.
We won't tell Johnny about the rocket launch on the base.
Pardon?
Nothing.
What?
I didn't get.
What?
I didn't get a rocket stuck under the base.
What? No. Not under the base. Surely. What is that? Yes, and stop calling me Shirley. Now I just want to get back out of here, and I'll bet you that I'm going to be so lost. Yeah, don't look at that crate. Don't even look at it. Don't even try to look at it because you have no room to even look at the crate. All right. Where's the cotton picking portal at? Yeah, during the Gulf War, when we first got to where we were going in the United Arab Emirates, they put us in what is called a Tab V. It's a aircraft hangar that they could put 4 F-16s in it, and they were doing pre-flights at 2 a.m. You didn't know if you were going to war or what you were doing. Yeah, there wasn't much sleep the first few nights there. And I'm racing the Tier 2 drones back to the base off of the launch pad.
We got critters.
Do we?
In the wild.
In the wild. That's excellent. I haven't even looked at our numbers. Let me go over here and see if any of these blueprints are blueprintable. Something was. Hold it. Can we see the critters? Yes, I'm going to fly there just as soon as I empty out. We have a desk. An actual desk, not just that table.
Nice. So when you come out the base, come out the side where we have all the aquariums and the beehives and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then look to your right.
Coming right that way. I'm trying to find the fuse. Well, I'm just going to dump it in a dump chest and be done with it. Okay, I'm out the side with all the aquariums and such.
No, look to your right. You went too far.
Oh.
You went too far. Look left. Look left.
Okay.
Should see me flying.
Yeah, yes.
There's one right behind you. You just walk by him.
Oh, that thing. Ah. He's a big one.
Yeah. And then there's a green one over here. And then another brown one walking away. And then there's a blue one took off down the hill somewhere.
I'm gonna say you made that. Yes, we. Holy
No.
heck! In the wild.
The animal. In the wild. The animal thing is empty.
Didn't mean to get, close to your backside there. That was just rude of me. One thing about the base on Humble and the base on the moon, I can take pictures of those pretty easily. But this base, it's just, it's hard to take a picture of.
Maybe.
All right, I've taken a picture of the base. I need to put a crate out here, at least a couple of low rent crates, because all this stuff out here. Let the platform go up so you can take a picture. Yeah. They're like a cross between a deer and a mastiff. Yeah. I thought about going up on the launch platform, Pearl, and taking a picture like that. Oh, you mean I can't build a storage locker here on the island? Well, that's just...
You got to put a platform down first.
Now you tell me. Well, I had enough iron there. I could have done that. Yeah. Pearl gave me an idea.
Oh, there.